Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just come back from the London Stadium where, shockingly, we beat Chelsea 1-0.
Nah, it weren't shocking for me, mate.
No, take us through the starting lineup, right? Because Scott ain't here, he's pissed off. And we've got a debutant, Gio.
Oh yeah, Gio.
Gio.
Need subtitles on this one, I think.
Yeah.
I think. Am I your first spawner now?
I think
Yeah,
you
probably
are.
are, mate, yeah.
Oh,
No,
no.
we've had Nick on before.
Yeah, Nick's from Burnley. That's close. So yeah, in goal, Adrian keeping his place, well deserved. Zabaleta, Reed, Bonner, Creswell, Noble, Obiang, Anatovic, Lanzini, Masuaku, Antonio up front. Bit surprised he went with that team. I was surprised Noble come back into the team, but I think maybe at London Derby you needed a little bit of bite in midfield, and turned out it was the right decision.
Well, I'll tell you what the big decision was for me is that's keeping Adrian in goal. I mean, everyone and their mother was saying he should have kept his place, but it's a big decision, isn't it?
It takes balls.
Yeah.
Because you're putting a keeper that is he's still England's number one technically. Whether he will be at the World Cup, we don't know yet.
Well, it's his World Cup place in...
Today, he's still England's number one. He's also on about 100 grand a week. West Ham can't afford to have a keeper on 100 grand a week on the bench. However, on merit, it's the right decision.
I think after last week's performance, Adrian had to stay in goal, and the thing is with David Moyes, he's not afraid to drop people. He's proved that with Noble, and Joe Hart, he has to go on the bench. Well, Adrian kept a clean sheet today. His performance against City, he had to start.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, today I come here, I missed the goal. I was walking in the stadium, I got caught a bit short, needing the toilet on the way to the stadium about 5 minutes ago. And by the time I got in the stadium, we'd already scored. So I didn't see it, I only see it on Twitter. But when I look back at it, it was so early, it was 5 minutes, wasn't it? 5 minutes?
5-6 minutes, yeah, it was a great goal. And yeah, I mean, Lanzini, edge of the box, to Anatovic drops his shoulder, round one, drops his shoulder again, round two, curls it bottom corner. It was a great goal, great finish. And the thing is with Anatovic, the last few games, every game, people have been saying that's his best game, and today people are saying that's his best game. So he is getting better and better and better. And you know, rumours are that the Moyes don't really like and he wants to sell him, but I wouldn't. Like, he's a good player to have, and like I said, that's going to give him confidence today. He just scored the winning goal against Chelsea at home and gives us a massive 3 points. So yeah.
I know it was only 5 minutes we scored, but we deserved that goal already after just 5 minutes.
We was on it, weren't we? The first five, yeah. From what I saw, anyway.
They were trying to pass the ball about. We were hassling. Zappacosta had the ball. Someone would go out. Noble was coming up. Massa. They were giving back to Courtois.
It's like they just carried on from City. That's how it looked. But that's carried on.
That is what is so important about this performance today. And like I always said, that if we perform like that against Chelsea, and he said it, if we go like that against Chelsea, that is our best chance of getting the 3 points.
I've been saying, out of these three, out of the Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, everyone written us off. I said, if we're going to win one, it was going to be today against Chelsea at home. I always fancy us against Chelsea.
It means we might also beat Arsenal, which is the next game as well. We had lost that today. You probably wouldn't have fancied your chances. We're not going to have our tails.
It makes everyone a lot more confident.
Not only that, mate, but if we get a point against Arsenal, we get 4 points out of them 3 games. No one thought we was going to get any.
No,
so it's massive.
Huge. I can't tell you how huge that win is today. Because just to get them points on the ball, you know, we'd all written off these games. We'd all written off Arsenal, and to some extent, some had written off Stoke. You know, because that's a tough place to go to. So to get these 3 points here at Chelsea are massive. And I'll tell you what, the performances today from some of the players was unbelievable. And they really did carry that on from City. It was like the final whistle had never gone.
The only heart we didn't have on the pitch today was Joe, because everyone had heart, passion, desire, fight, and that's all we've been asking, and that's what Moisey and Stuart Pearce as well. That's what they've instilled into them. You know what I mean? And you can see that even silly things like winning second balls now, they're winning them so much better than what we was under Bilic in his first few games. There's something different.
Is there a Moyes effect? There's a Moyes effect.
Yeah, there must. There's got to be. There's got to be.
It's also the organisation as well.
Yeah.
Even when you remove the passion, our organisation was incredible.
Go on, go across, son.
Go across. Go on.
No, don't worry about ducking. Just
Don't duck. Go on. Wave at the camera.
Wave at the camera on the way past.
Not only did everyone have a job to do, everyone knew what their job job was. With the ball, without the ball, everyone knew what to do.
That is the biggest difference. I looked out there today and I see players, they knew what they had to do. When other players gone forward, they knew they had to drop into positions. And that is something that we haven't had in so long. And then I tell you something else that we haven't had in so long. I actually see 2 members of staff up there with David Moyes today saying something.
Shirt Pierce kicked the ball away.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But what about Messi Waku, eh? Bloody hell. He was unbelievable today. The confidence he's got.
Touch of class. He's got a touch of class.
And do you know what? That is one thing we've been missing, is someone that's willing to try and take people on. Because when you take people on, things happen. And it proved it today.
It encourages other people, though. If he does it and everybody gets up on their feet and applauds him, it gives an Irish, and I think, well, hang on, I'm going to have a go now. I'm going to try and go.
I'll tell you what else that sort of thing does as well, is when he gets the ball. The ball was like a magnet to his foot at times. Like he's got, but he's had that since he's come here. I've never. It's when he has to defend that's the problem.
Yeah.
Or when he had to defend.
That's why it's better for him playing forward. Because even Creswell today was unbelievable. I can't fault any player on that pitch today.
No, but I'm saying with Masuaku, he takes 2-3 people on. It makes the other team start to think, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
This geezer's got talent, and we've got to get across to him, and he's someone to worry about. And they start to worry about it.
Yeah,
like getting the ball out.
I think the big thing today as well, and why we're talking about us winning, is we kept their big players quiet today.
They never had a
Hazard didn't have a good game, you know, Morata, all of their top boys didn't have a good game, and that's what you got to do against these big teams. Unsettle them. They don't like it. They don't like it up them. You see that after 5 minutes, they're already moaning about tackles. Like, it's a London derby, and that's why Noble coming in was perfect for today's game.
They really didn't look like they fancied it, did they?
Too early for him.
The only thing, just to go back to Masuaku, the only thing he needs coached is stop doing the tricks in our own third. He got caught again today. Luckily he was outside, but he did it on the edge of our box against someone. He got caught out against someone. Someone tackled him and they got a shot away. If you can coach that out of him,
he's only young, isn't he? He's still young. I mean, Antonio as well. The amount of running he done in that first half. No wonder he was fucking knackered in the second half. He worked his socks off today, and he just showed.
He just looked like his batteries run out.
He's so. You don't realise how quick he is. I mean, he was taking it past them fullbacks.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Kante is quick.
Yeah.
And he went past him like he weren't even there.
Even when he done it on the right hand side, up against Alonso, he knocked it round him and he was gone. And that Alonso ain't no slouch. You know what I mean?
But it was, to be honest with you, it was. I would have liked to have seen us go at him a little bit more. We had a little go in the first half, and we had the little period. But apart from that, we let them have the ball in the right areas.
I think the key though is where we are in the league, we can't afford to risk giving away. If we were 10, you could go for the jugular because you can afford to risk that 2 points if you like. Against City, it worked up until 10 minutes ago, and it took a world-class pass to do it. That pass from De Bruyne was world-class. Today, Moyes probably looked at that Chelsea and thought, apart from Fabregas in the middle, there's no one that can do that. Kante can do the simple passes. Don't know about you, but I've not seen him do one of those defence splitting pass. He does the simple. So Moyes thought, okay, we'll force them wide. And they were getting wide, but when the ball was coming in, they've only got Morata. No one else can head it for Chelsea in that box. Pedro, etc. Our second defence were winning everything. Every time that ball came in, they went out. I don't know about you, I was genuinely not worried. Do you know, 10 minutes ago, I was thinking, I'm comfortable with this.
I don't think I ever got worried.
I was comfortable.
You're happy.
I think, like, even today, like, when I see Declan Rice weren't starting, I was a bit gutted because I thought he was unbelievable against Man City. But Reid coming in, I think it was the right decision because he's a solid defender. You know, he was up for today's game, and I think that's one of the best games I've seen Reid play for a long time. Solid day with Bonner as well.
As I said, mate, I still this. They looked like they knew what they was doing. They looked like they knew what their jobs were. They looked like they knew, right, I'm going forward, you've got to stay back, and I'm staying back, you've got to go forward.
They hunted packs.
Yeah.
You know, when the Chelsea defence had the ball, we knew quite often we let them have the ball and everyone stayed back. But when one person went, the rest went as well. And not just chased it. When he was chasing it, he knew Antonio was coming, Lanzini was coming. They hunted in packs, and that makes a massive difference.
And even the difference of, like, when you look at Adrian was doing it and Noble as well, they was just going like that, push up, like, you know, and that's what we need. That's what we've been lacking a lot of, leadership on the pitch. And today I thought Adrian was a leader, Noble definitely was a leader. And listen, we deserve that game. Chelsea can't say that they deserve to win that game or even get a point in
They had the possession, but they done nothing.
Yeah, but you got to expect that. You got to expect that. They've got world class players, and they're gonna have possession. But all that matters is what you do with it. And we didn't get a fluky goal. It was a great goal. And look, we knew we was going to be hanging on. But the way this season's going, you think you're going to lose that 2-1 or they're going to nick a goal right at the end. But
do you know what? I was thinking that all the way through. Although I wasn't worried, I was thinking, knowing this lot, it'll get to the 88th minute and they'll get the equaliser, and then 90th minute they'll get the winner. But no, it was a total. I'll tell you what. From Everton to now, I can't tell you about two polar opposite teams.
I'm pleased with David Moyes as well, because he's working hard behind the scenes with the players. We'll give him a bit of stick when he first signed, and he's taken on this job, and you can see it. It don't affect him. It don't affect him, the abuse and all that. But I think the fans are starting to warm to him a bit now, and I think today's a massive result for him. I'm pleased for him.
Well, it's just we've got to support the team.
Yeah, it's not his fault we're in this position. That's what I'm thinking.
That's the thing. I went on TalkSport last night, TalkSport 2, and they spoke to me a bit about the Chelsea game, and I just said, my head says we'll win, but my heart says we'll draw. No, the other way around. My heart says we'll win, but my head says we'll draw. But that's being lucky, But I heard a caller on, as I was waiting on the phone, I heard the caller on, and he could not say a good word about Moyes. He could not say a decent word about him. And I'm like, and he asked me about Moyes, what do you think of Moyes? I said, look, whatever I think about him, he's here now. So I've got to get behind him, get behind the manager. And I think everyone's in that same boat. I don't know anyone that's slagging him off anymore, to everyone's credit.
You can't really slag him off, can you?
You can't.
It's not his fault.
But what I'm saying is, at first it was met with this, if Moyes, you've got people that come out, if Moyes comes here, I'm not going to another game again, blah blah blah. Well, if they didn't come, they've missed a fucking good one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's
bollocks to you. You know what I mean?
2 games in a row now. That place has been rocking.
Yeah.
Moyes is unbeaten at home. No, but I'll tell you, that's one thing I was going to say. The atmosphere today was, from start to finish, was unbelievable.
I think the players fed off it as well.
That's what I'm saying. That stadium can be. It can be. Like with there are problems there, but the crowd. Once the crowd get behind you. Players will perform.
It's stuff like non-football stuff. It's like Stuart Pearce booting the ball away. Everyone got up on their feet cheering him.
When was the last time you saw one of Slav's team up there with him, talking to him?
That's what I'm saying.
They was all just. It was like they was on holiday.
All three of them. Like you got Pearcey,
Woods was up there. I think Woods was
McKinley.
up there.
They all come up at different times, and it's good.
Communication. That's what it seems.
Talking of communication, there's one point. Don't know how I noticed this. I could see Pearce shouting to Adrian.
Who?
Adrian.
Pearce.
Yeah, Pearce was shouting to him.
Yeah.
And he couldn't hear him or whatever, he was ignoring him.
And they sent round the physio.
Genuinely come running all the way around, right up to behind him, he said, come here, spoke to him. The next time he had the ball, he rolled out to Winston Reid. And it's that sort of micromanagement that we've never seen, we've not seen for a long, long time at West Ham. It just makes a difference, clearly at the touchline they've seen him booting the ball, and it's coming back, and they're thinking, this defender's free. So he said, get round there and tell him. So the physio had to come all the way around with his bag, call him over and speak to him in his ear. And you said about communication, that's key. Prime example.
I'm well over the moon today. Obviously beating Chelsea is brilliant, you know what I mean? And got a season now. Beat Tottenham and beat Chelsea, although one was in the cup. A few more of them, mate. I'll tell you what, performances like that, put in after performance we put in today, we ain't going anywhere.
No, we've got like this was a few tough. We've got a huge month coming up. We've got a lot of games in a few a few days, and they're games that we can win.
But they are like the thing is with these things, right? I always think, it's a lot of games playing a few days. But them teams that like Chelsea and Arsenal who have played Champions League and played Europa League and all that, and they go into them going, they're as fucked as we are. You know what I mean? And that's when they have to start changing up their squad.
We've got obviously Arsenal on Wednesday, big game. Anything can happen in that game, and then we go on to Stoke, and that's a team we should be beating, or we can beat. And then we move on to who we got
Newcastle
at home, and then Bournemouth away. They're winnable games.
And then the cup game as well, and which is good.
Then you've got West Brom at home here. Then you've got Spurs at Wembley on a Thursday night now.
Imagine beating Arsenal in that quarter final.
Yeah,
at the Emirates and then knowing that you're in a semi-final, you know what I mean? And I don't think it'll be like it was last time when Roger Johnson's still backing off. You know what I mean? I don't think it'll be like that. Like, I think if we can get through one of them, I'm expecting, you know, like, because the draw come out and you've got the 4 big teams playing the 4 smaller teams, but I'm expecting at least 2 of them smaller teams get through. I've just got this feeling.
Some of the big teams don't care about it, you know, they just don't care.
How West Ham would it be now to go on a run, finish mid-table and win a trophy this season after the start? But look, like we said, there's a lot of confidence from the Man City game coming into this game, and then now there's a lot more confidence going into the Arsenal game. So, and like I said, that could be Arsenal is always a tricky one because we either get spanked.
Confidence.
Yeah, of course. We either get a good spanking or we grind out a result. So it's going to be loud over here on Wednesday night. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game under the lights. Another London derby.
I noticed a few things that I see today. I see some black balloons flying around. That's from this. It's what the real West Ham.
Yeah, but that weren't meant to be today. They're just fans that are just bringing in. There's about 3 or 4. That's been postponed.
I understand that. Yeah, but I see a few flying around today. We talked a little bit about the real West Ham group. You obviously went to meet them last night.
Yeah.
You was on their Facebook Live. Yeah, what do you know and what do you think about what looks like the upcoming protest?
They're wanting change, right? And even if you are pro-board, I still think you want change. I don't see why you can't be both, if you know what I mean. But I stick by them. I think what they're doing is good. I think they have to be realistic, which I think they have been to an extent. There's no wild demands yet. They're not saying Karen Brady must be sacked or something. Yeah. They're not making any wild stuff. They're saying stuff that's reasonable. And some of it will generally, you know, it's like the memorial. You know, that's just something that should be getting done anyway. But it's not.
I was looking back yesterday about at some of that, and I don't want to keep on banging on about this because there's a lot about this at the minute, and I don't want to keep on banging the same drum. You know what I mean? But a couple of like, I was looking back at why did it turn around? I was looking back at some of the art and stuff before we came here, and all that, and some of the stuff, like, I was thinking, like, where's that?
Well, they had I think they spotted that, didn't they, on the branding? It never had London on the badge.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Didn't have London on the badge.
All the branding up didn't have the word London.
No. And when you look at the coming down here, it had all images of like John Lyle, Ron Greenwood.
I was looking at that, and you know what else I've realised? You know where the shop is?
Yeah.
You know them 2 stairways? I noticed an image of a stairway there, and fans coming up through that bit. I don't, where they're coming from, I don't fucking know, but fans coming up through that bit and walking up them stairs, and there's all West Ham branding at the side. There's a big West Ham United brick. Where is all of that?
This is what frustrates me, and I keep saying it. If you go stand, when you come into the park, when you first see the ground, put your hand up and cover the ground so you can't see the stadium. Look around you and tell me one thing is West Ham. There's nothing. It's all glass and grass.
And that's one thing that we brought up at the meetings. We brought it up at a few meetings that they need to be branding a lot more outside the stadium. And we brought up about the badges and inside and outside the stadium.
The real West Ham fan group, there are some changes there that could have been made today. I think that's where the frustration comes from. I think that's why it's now coming to a mark. Put the old badge alongside the new badge.
One thing I did say
on the programme.
I said this
I couldn't fucking do that. I could go and get the
if
image.
You remember the last season at the Boleyn, every game had a different front cover and it was eras. So why can't they just do that over here? You know what I mean? It's
What are you doing?
Carry on. And but one thing I did say last night is that I know they've put their 5 points in, and Andy agrees with this. They're not going to change it overnight. It might not be weeks, but it's what goes on over the next few months. And they will tell you, but they will tell you they do not want to have a march and a protest. They don't want it to come to that. But if it has to come to it,
it's coming to that. They're doing it. What I've got off of that last night, it's going to go ahead.
The thing is, though, even if they don't organise it, other people will do it anyway. Like the Black Balloons say, there was only a few today. There wasn't loads, but like you said, the real West Ham fans group were saying there's no protest, there's no Black Balloons, but people still did it. So things will still happen.
Yeah.
But like Nicky said, though, some of this stuff can be done like this, but it's also free. And half of it's free.
And the thing is, like, after the fit, like, some things don't help when you've got David Sullivan coming out with his statement yesterday.
I read
but things like
do you know
that are
what?
embarrassing for the club.
I read that yesterday, right? And I think that was one of their points about like stopping from doing these sort of things. Now, I spoke to him, right, and I've said this on a couple of weeks ago. I offered him, and you sent emails, Leo. I offered him to come and talk to us. Someone that won't stitch. What if the Guardian? He's gone and spoke to the Guardian. What have they done? Stitched him up. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But for him to come out and say things like that, especially when Jose Font's still at the club.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
It started off. I read the first paragraph. I thought, do you know what? He's holding his hand. Yeah, he's gonna come out and fucking say I fucked it all
It
up.
was almost like you catch your missus cheating on you. It's them begging, saying, "Listen, I messed up.
He sort of swept all his mistakes under the carpet and started picking bones at like Bilic and Allardyce. Let's be honest, right? I've just read that we could have signed Lukaku for 10 million, and that's winding me up even more. Thinking, fucking, what's he trying to do? Like,
you're right. He's still using Bilic as a shield.
Yeah.
You know, I did this, but it was Bilic. But it's like, stop it. Just take responsibility.
Shut up.
But the funny thing is, he's blaming Bilic for the 4 players for saying 2 of them just started today, and 1 of them got the winner.
He don't need to come out and say things like that. Even I feel. I'm not a fan of Snodgrass, but I felt sorry for him. And
Do you know what,
he even tweeted out last night saying, "Thanks for the support to Mr. Chairman." Like, he's still a member of our squad. Look, even though he's on loan.
Somebody tweeted me last night, right, saying, "Oh yeah, but you didn't like it." I don't like him. I've never liked Snodgrass. I never thought Snodgrass was a good player for him. But he is an active member of our squad. He's still getting paid. He's getting a wage slip from this club every month. And this geezer who's paying him is slagging him. Not only that geezer might be at Villa and they might be forgot about this season. Feels like that. He's a geezer that plays in our first team. And not only that, not only has he been our best defender this season, he's also out injured and he's an active member of our squad. He'll be starting when he comes back. Yeah. And he says things like that. My kids begged me not. Do you know what? I'd like to see Jose Font go up to one of the kids and tell him, "Oh, you didn't want me to sign up." What? Let them go. Now blame your dad. Because it's his fault.
The thing is,
I'd love to see it. And I know I've got nothing against them kids, but just to say to him, like, what'd you say that for?
The thing with Snodgrass is, he's doing well at Villa, so Villa would sign him in January. His value's just gone half.
No, but who knows that Moisey didn't want to bring him back in January. He might turn around. He's got that Scottish connection. He might turn around and say, "Look, come back.
We need a winger.
Come back." You never know, but no chance now.
His transfer value's just dipped.
And Jose Font, like, you're right. I mean, he was on the Sky Sports panel today. He must have been thinking, like, what the fuck? But I felt sorry for him because he's been one of our best players.
But that is why, and I'm going to finish the point here because it's a positive show today. But that is why people don't want to come and work for them. Like, because that is the same amount of class that he's always shown since, and that is they are the little things that get under. Like Avram Grant, right? I hated Avram Grant. I couldn't stand him. He hated him, right? But you get relegated. They employed him. I didn't employ him. He didn't employ him. So I've got a right to say shit. Yeah. So when we got relegated, he turned around and said he can't travel back with us on the bus. Like they was in Wigan. You know what I mean? What sort of class is that from a man? You know what I mean? And it just shows it's time after time after time again. Like he puts his foot in his mouth.
Game as well. Before a big game. What's my
and one of the real West Ham fan groups' actions is shut them the fuck up. Like go in the boardroom, shut the door, lock it. You know what I mean? Someone will slip under a biscuit every now and then, so you don't starve to death, and shut up for the rest of the season. It doesn't do anybody any favours. Who's doing any favours?
Himself. He gets publicity.
The only thing that he does, he gets publicity, and he gets a chance to tell his story. I'd love to see some of these people that worked for him in the past have an interview in the paper.
But the thing is, what's David Moyes thinking? Moyes is thinking, if I fail here, I'm going to get mugged right off. The day I leave,
you don't even have to fail. If he loses the next game, he could mug him off.
It's going to be, if we get relegated, we know fine what will happen. You'll say it's because of Bilic and David Moyes. It's not because of him.
Look, man.
But anyway, we beat Chelsea.
David Moyes, brilliant job today. Every single player.
He's got it right.
Mark Noble. He was gallant today.
Yeah,
you've got 2 Noble fans on.
And the thing is, and this is, I know he gets a lot of stick, and he was still getting stick behind me, like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, why? Why though? Because he's, he plays. Some people don't understand the game of football, like play the way you're facing. Like Natovic today. Oh no, sorry, Lanzini. He was in the corner. He's got 3 Chelsea players around him, no one around him, and people were going like shouting behind me, going, use your options, and I'm thinking, he's got no fucking options. What can he do? Like,
that's what they said to me in year 9 when I went to do my options.
Use your options. And I'm like, but no, it was right to bring him in today. You know, whether maybe drop him against Stoke, I don't know. It's a tough one, Noble. I don't know. It's Moisey knows how to set up against each different team, doesn't he?
His big decision now is what does he do with his strikers? He had 3 strikers on the bench. 4 if you include Ayew. The 2 that performed today are midfielders, but they both played fantastic.
And it's good that we've got them options now. Hernandez is back. Maybe I thought Hernandez might have come on for instead of Ayew if he was a bit fitter. I think he would have offered a bit more.
How surprised was she today when Sacco came on over everyone?
He's probably more fitter, isn't he? Carroll and Hernandez.
At the end of the day, the way I see it, Sacco's done nothing wrong to David Moyes. So David Moyes is right to say to Sacco, he's done nothing wrong.
He still wants to go. He still wants to leave.
The day you step out of line, refuse to play, refuse to train or whatever, mug me off, that's where you get dropped. I feel like Bilic has done. So I think both managers were right. Bilic was right to leave him out, but I think David Moyes was right to bring him back in clean slate.
But it's good that we've got them options, and I think maybe if Hernandez was a bit fitter or even Carroll, they probably would have come on in front of him. But Sacco done well at City last week. He offers you that different. He runs down the channels, doesn't he? Like, but he needs someone up there with him, and he needs that support. And
today weren't a day though.
No, Andre Ayew for me was when he come on, like when he give that ball away, and I'm thinking, please, like, you know what I mean? But no, look, like I said, I can't fault any player today, and 3 points, mate, much needed 3 points. It don't take us out of the bottom 3, but we were worried about teams having distance over us after these 3 games, but we're keeping in touch, and I think after we get these games out of the way, Christmas period, I think you'll see us start moving up the table gradually.
Agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got more. I think today it was optimism, Arsenal's confidence. I think there's a big difference between the two, and that's because of this result today.
And you know, we said when Moisey come in, he's got a talented squad to work with. They was low on confidence, but now their confidence must be sky high. Especially someone like Arnautovic. I bet he's walking around there like Ibrahimovic. I bet he thinks he owns the club.
The cat has got the cream.
Yeah, but I like players like that. I love arrogant players like people hate them, but I love players like that that think they're the best player at the club, and that's what you want. That's what you want.
He's got that little bit of strength, and he's got that confidence.
Yeah, and that's going to do him a world of good. But what we heard, he has 1 good game, 4 bad games, but he's had 3 good games.
He's got to go back to Stoke in a couple of weeks.
Oh, mate,
that'd be a big one.
Imagine him getting the winner next week. What he'd do? He'd be driving around Stoke in a car, like waving like the Queen.
No, fuck you. Fuck all you lot.
Nah, but look, it's a massive win. A lot of people writ us off, and we're sitting here celebrating 3 points against Chelsea.
Good.
Come on, you Irons!
Big. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post Match Pint. Don't forget, go and follow Gio at Hammers Chat. Go and subscribe to his channel. He's got all his after match reactions up, and they do. Mike on Mondays cracks me up, man. Mike on Mondays.
Yeah, he entertains us, doesn't he? Like,
we have a good old giggle about that on a Monday. But yeah, go and subscribe to Hammers Chat. They're a brilliant channel, another West Ham channel that we work very closely with. Go and subscribe to Thames Ironworks. There's some content going up on there. Eventually, go and subscribe to the Thames Ironworks channel. Follow us on Twitter at West Ham Fan TV. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV. Snapchat, Instagram, all the stuff we never use. And Volley, yeah.
Gio remembered it.
Yeah, Volley as well. Go follow us on Volley. We've got some good followers on there now. Got some good stuff.
I don't know where it is.
We don't know.
I don't know where it is either.
Yeah, but go and follow us on all that stuff. And one thing left to say, boys, at the Hammers, come on, you guys. My hands are numb.
What do I do?